Hello and welcome back to another edition of Clicks on the Side. Today we're doing some more team building. This time we are going with the Avengers keyword modern 300 point team. I have done one of these before, but this is a slightly different take on it, one that I'm looking forward to trying out next time I get to play. Starting off with a staple in most of my Avengers teams lately. We're from the Avengers 60th set. We have super rare number 40, SpiderMan. He's going to be joining the team at his 25-point starting click. Has Spider-Man family team ability and team player. Comes with the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Marvel Knights, Spider-Man family, celebrity, reporter, and scientist keywords. Spider Sense, once per turn when Spider-Man is attacked, you may reroll the attack roll. He also has Marvel Team Up, and this is why he's on most of my Avengers teams. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Avengers keyword have team player ability. So that way he gives everyone he can give everyone the Spider-Man team ability. If somebody else on the team has a team ability that you want them to have, it just makes it that much easier. 25 points. He's only 2 clicks long. No special move, no movement at all on the first click. It's just a straight 8. Some super strength with the super duper senses and outwit. On the second click, if you can get him there, he does have thwipping and quipping. Charge, flurry, plasticity. When Spider-Man hits after resolutions, choose one. Give a hit character an action token. A hit character modifies attack -2 until your next turn, or a hit character gains immobile until your next turn. There aren't too many ways to get him down to that second click, which is ideally where you want him. But I do have a way of doing it with this team. It's not Pulse Wave, which would be the easy way. Just let him take a Pulse Wave once, but we'll get into that a little later. We're also going to start him off with the Webb's Shooter's equipment. That way he also has some in cap. Unfortunately, he has no range, so he will have to be up close to do it. But it's free, and I figured why not? We'll just go ahead and put it on him. That gets us 25 points with Spider-Man. Also joining them at their 35-point click. From the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special Set, we have Raccoon. We've seen him before, but this time we're going to start him off at 35 points. There you go. Has the Guardians team ability and the team player ability already. Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy keyword, Animal keyword, and Pirate keyword. Has the Overseeing Nowhere's Reconstruction trait for the object switching. That won't come into play much with this team, unfortunately, but it could if you have somebody copy the Guardians team ability from him. My plan for him is to copy Spider-Man family, so he has super duper senses. And then he has a second trait, You Called Me What? We're hoping this will come into play more on this team, but we'll have to wait to see how often he is targeted. When an opposing character targets Rocket Raccoon, after resolutions, you may choose that Rocket Raccoon can use Charge, Battle Fury, and Blade's Claw's Fangs until the end of your next turn. So yeah, that would come in handy with those stats because he is also going to come in with the Bucky's Arm equipment for free, where it will give him Close Combat Expert and Super Senses on only on a 6. That won't matter at that point because he'll have regular Super Senses. But pretty much getting the Close Combat Expert along with the charge and a Blades if you're able to get that other trait to pop off. For 35 points, not bad at all. Also coming in at 30 points This one you wouldn't expect to be Avengers. I know he was with them in the comics for a little bit, but I was very glad he had the keyword. I mainly got him because he had the Wakanda keyword, and then was pleasantly surprised with how good he was from the X-Men X of Swords OP set number 27 rare Manifold. Like the sculpt. Anytime a character has a bow staff, I'm sold on them. Give me a Gambit with a bow staff. That's all I'm saying. Another story for another video. All right, Manifold joining team at his 30-point dial. Aim keyword, Avengers, Sword, Wakanda, and X-Men, which he does also have the Shield team ability and the team player ability. Folding space around you trait. Passenger 2, phase teleport, stealth. When Manifold uses phasing teleport after resolutions, you may choose a character whose square he moved through. That character can't use improved abilities until your next turn. On his first click on his 30-point line, he also has positional awareness defensive power, which gives him combat reflexes and willpower, as well as adjacent friendly characters can use combat reflexes. It's only 4 clicks, but with that special defensive power, he's a fantastic taxi. In fact, the plan is for him to taxi SpiderMan and Rocket up into the fold and give them a little bit more survivability. That would put Spidey at a 20 and Rocket at a 19 at close. At close. If there's a close attack on them. And then he himself has close combat expert in charge. If he needs to get into the fight with blades. Yeah. So for 30 points, really can't beat it for a taxi. All right, next up we have another cheap 25-point figure from Avengers 60th. He was the release day figure. Came with the map. We have at 25 points, number 099 Hawkeye. There he goes. He has the Avengers Initiative trait. Team ability. Comes with the Avengers, Thunderbolts, and Martial Artist keywords. And he also has the trait, I am not the worst Avenger. If Hawkeye is the lowest point character on your force, he can't be targeted by non-adjacent opposing characters. If Hawkeye is on an Avengers theme team, modify his combat values by +1. So with this team, he is going to be the lowest point character on the force, tied with Spider-Man, so you can take advantage of the first part of the trait. And then he is also on an Avengers theme team, so you take all of his stats there and plus them by 1. So for 25 points, you have a 7 movement with sidestep, 11 precision strike with range combat expert, so it would be a 12 for 2. And he's got the super senses. And with the Spider-Man trait, we're going to copy Spider-Man family to him to give him super duper senses at a close, on close attacks, and he can't be targeted from ranged. So all in all, for 25 points, that's pretty insane. And with that precision strike, it's going to be hard for him to miss. Next up, we do have some legacy cards here. So this figure was originally from Chaos War, but the card is from Avengers 60th. We're going to bring in the Wasp at 40 points. Mine's a little bent, but for that old of a figure, I'm surprised she survived at all. At 40 points, She has the Avengers team ability, Avengers and celebrity keywords. Has one special attack power, Bioelectric Sting, which is a form of incapacitate. When she uses it, after resolutions deal each hit character 1 penetrating damage for each action token on them. She has that throughout until the last click. Running shot to go along with it, and you can also give her the super duper senses with the Spider-Man family team ability. And that first click of leadership is going to come in handy as well, as she's tiny sized and can be carried around. Nothing special on the back. So mainly for 40 points, it's well worth the investment. And then because we have her on there, we're going to have another legacy card on our sideline. This one is from the Age of Ultron organized play. At 20, it actually won't matter the point value, but he will be on his 25-point click. It's AntMan. So, like I said, he will be on the sideline. And he's only there if the Wasp gets knocked out because of his sideline active trait, Shrink Out of the Way. When a friendly character named Hank Pym, Wasp, or Giant Man would be KO'd, you may instead replace them with Ant-Man on click 4. Now on click 4, he's still somewhat useful, especially if you're up close. He does have the special movement of charge, sidestep, and stealth. And he can also has free choose an adjacent character. That character gains tiny size or giant size until the beginning of your next turn. So that could come in handy if you have somebody you want to shoot and doesn't have line of fire if they're outside, or if you have somebody else that needs to be carried away, as he does have improved movement through characters. Does have a precision strike, and with the Avengers team ability, it is possible to get his attack up to a 10 if they have the right team ability. Also has perplex, so you can bump that up again. Combat reflexes gives him a little bit of survivability. Not too much, but just enough to be annoying and get in the way of your opponent. I mean, it's free. You might as well have him on the sideline should the Wasp go down. So those are our supporting players. That's going to bring us to the meat and potatoes of the team. Next up, from Avengers 60th, he is the rare number 30, and that is the Falcon. Falcon makes the team. Get you over here. You're probably familiar with him. There he is, the Avengers team ability and Avengers and Soldier keyword. Makes the team mainly because of his trait of aerial extraction. Move. After resolutions, you may choose a standard friendly character that shares a keyword with Falcon that he moved through during this action. If you do, place that character adjacent to him. Also has... Now, that's separate from his carry ability from flight. So he could actually carry up, say, Wasp with him while he's doing the move, and then place another character that he moved through adjacent to him at the end of the move. Super duper broken. Love it. He also has improved movement through characters, so he can't be tied down. Has a special movement of flyby punch, charge. When Falcon uses it, after resolutions, you may roll a d6 and move him a number of squares up to half the result. Also has a special defensive power with ESD and toughness. He's 6 clicks long and has some survivability along the way. I like Wasp to be tagged up with him so he can get that leadership and possibly just keep charging over and over and over again. Perplex on the back end with charge and a quake. Yeah, very solid. Love that aerial extraction trait. And the reason he's going to be important to this team is because he's going to be joined by Captain America Prime from Avengers 60th. That is one of my favorite Cap sculpts. And finally able to find a team that I'm happy with putting him on. Here we are. He is number 29B. Has the Avengers, Howling Commandos, Invaders, Shield, Past, and Soldier keywords, as well as the Avengers team ability. Comes with the trait Heart of the Avengers, Leadership, and Willpower. When Captain America uses either and succeeds, after resolutions, you may heal 1 click on a friendly character that shares a keyword with him. It doesn't say anything about line of fire. Just as long as they are friendly, you can heal them that 1 click. He also comes with the Captain America Shield trait, Knockback, ESD, Energy Shield Deflection. He also gains range of 4, improved targeting even with adjacent characters, make a range attack. If Captain America made a close attack this turn, he may use this trait as free instead. So if he charges in, hits him, knocks him back, follows up with a range attack. Love it. Just insane. Then he also has the trait No, You Move. When it's your turn, friendly characters have immobile. When it's your turn, opposing characters can't use immobile. So that takes away their ability to knock you back. No knockback damage for you. Has the charge, 12 attack with precision strike. Also has close combat expert to make that a 13 for 4. 19 toughness. That's the hard part, is the toughness. So if you can find a way for him to survive, it's so good. Let Falcon move up. I believe it's 8 on his top dial. Carrying Wasp up. Once he stopped moving, then you can place Cap beside him. Then Cap can still go ahead and charge for 13 for 4 damage right away. And there's nothing they can really do about it. So as long as you pick the right target, he could do a close combat expert for 4 damage with precision strike, and then follow that up with a range attack for 12 attack and 3 damage. So right there, you can put 7 into one of their characters if they're not able to avoid it or reduce it. Love it. The one thing I don't love is that it's the 19 toughness. And the way I found around that is with the remaining 50 points I have on the build, we have another legacy card. All the way back from Captain America, the 2011 set, getting her second legacy card. This time was from the Fantastic Four OP kit, is Invisible Woman. This is one of my favorite sculpts of older sets. I love the translucence they did with that going up to her legs. The shield's just an added bonus. Great sculpt for the age. But this time with the legacy card, they actually did her some justice, and I feel like she's very usable. So like I said, 50 points. Has a Fantastic Four team ability, which we'd also, I think I'd copy that to Cap with his team player ability. Has the Avengers, Fantastic Four celebrity keywords, and has the trait Shields Up. Power: if no friendly character had a shield token, give a friendly character within range and line of fire a shield token. When the friendly character with Invisible Woman's shield token would take damage from an attack, instead remove the shield token and deal that character 1 unavoidable damage. She's 6 clicks long. Does have a special attack power. Just a little blow to the head, precision strike, and TK. When Invisible Woman hits after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. Then she also has a special damage power. Shape change. When Invisible Woman uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, you may move her up to 2 squares. But her shields up trait is the main reason she's on this team. My thought behind it is to go ahead and pop that shield on Cap right away. That way he can charge up and is able to take that one big hit if you want him to, and end up only taking 1 damage. You could also use that with the Spider-Man if you're wanting to get him to his last click. That way he has that charge and flurry special that he has. I could see that being very handy in certain situations, but the main idea is to keep Cap up as long as possible. If he takes that hit and only takes 1 damage, he could leadership or willpower himself back up with his special trait. And then as long as Invisible Woman is close enough, she could just put that shield right back on him. That's the way I'm finding that I'm going to be able to keep Cap going over and over again, since it can't be outwit. There's just no way around it that I can think of. So yeah, that is my take on the Avengers. I was very excited to find a way to get Invisible Woman back in the game and a way to make Cap more sustainable. It could be made even better if you're able to get Manifold beside Cap and give him combat reflexes as well, make it a 21 up close as well as a 21 from range because of the ESD. I just think this team does have some potential. But let me know what you think of it. If there's anything you would change, or if you think it has a chance at doing some damage. But until next time, this has been Clicks on the Side, and thanks for joining me.